Hello everybody, this is Aqua Hero, and today we are going to be playing Guild Wars 2. I've had this game for probably about 2 or 3 years now, and it is an amazing game. Probably not 3 years, what am I talking about? It's a very good game. I have yet to level anybody max level, and I've pretty much had it since it came out. I don't know, I'm in a rut with this game a lot because I just have like really poor frame rates at points. It's like not constantly 60, it's usually between like 40 and 60 with medium to high settings, and I don't know, that inconsistency in frame rate just kind of has me, it can make me kind of feel in a rut with this game, so I'm kind of like stuck. But you know, I'm recording right now, so my frame rate's a little bit lower, and 30 or higher is really good, pretty good for me, even though in this game the lower it is, like, it feels lower than it usually should. I think it's because of the fluid motion of the players, but I don't know, we'll see. We're going to play Aqua Hero here. He is my human elementalist. He looks magnificent right now in his magician armor, and he's level 36, and let's get into him. Alright, right now I'm in Lord Nar's Pass. I think I was just like randomly going around, pretty much just randomly questing, like a lot of random questing. Pretty much moving around. That's probably why I never really level quickly. I just kind of like to explore the world a lot, and a lot of my other time is spent in the settings because I kind of tend to use a lot of my time in the settings in games just to get that perfect like frame rate to look ratio. Once I upgrade my computer, that shouldn't be a problem though. Sorry, I'm reaching down for something. But yeah, that shouldn't be a problem in the future. Come on, game, load. This game has very, very long loading times. I guess if you have an SSD card, it's not as long, but I do not have an SSD card, so it is very long loading times. But we can use this time to chat and to reflect upon our lives and our feelings in today's society. I'm not going to skip these loading screens because I feel like that gives us a great opportunity to talk about ourselves and others. So, oh, I guess we're not talking. Okay, we're back in the game. Right now, I'm getting very low frame rate for recording, as you can see, but it looks beautiful. Usually I'll get like 60 frame rate just from this, not recording. Alright, so we're going to go into settings, we're going to look around. Now, if you haven't played Guild Wars 2, this is the options menu. This is like your general options, your text language, audio language, you know, you can see all this stuff here. AoE loot on intact, that's like you automatically loot things. You have rotation speed of your camera, how fast you camera speed. You also have this slider for position, which I like a lot. It's probably my favorite option in this game that you don't really see in any other MMORPGs. It allows you to change your camera angle, so if you're like a snipe, like if you have a bow and arrow, you can see where you're shooting and all that. It's really cool. I use that a lot, but for my spellcasters, I like to keep them in the middle. You can use frame camera and all that stuff. Alright, graphics, the most important part. I don't know, I feel like they could use a lot more choices in these settings. Like, view distance, for one, is very important to me in MMORPGs, but they don't give you that option for view distance. And that's gonna like make or break your frame rate a lot of the time. Animation's high, all this is high. I usually get between 45 and 60 with all these settings where they currently are. And it also depends on the area that you are in. I'm kind of in the mountains, in like a random mountain area, and usually I'll get 60 here. Although towns and other places that'll dip below 30 occasionally, and what do you call that? Look, look, this is how much I played of this game. I don't even remember. Black Citadel, no. Lion's Ark, yeah, the frame rate's non-existent there. Options. Graphics, what we were talking about. Got animations, just like, it tells you everything that you need to know. Water animations, stimulation techniques, and your cloth. The cloth that you're wearing can like sway about more smoothly and just looks nicer. Anti-alias sizing, that's gonna probably make or break for you, but for me it doesn't really make any difference. As you can see, Let's put that back on. To smooth out the frames. Environment. That's like how far away you can see details. And I could probably have that low. I think that could be helpful for me. Let's see, reflections, I automatically turn those off. You know, reflections, the reflections in this game are very beautiful, but again, they'll lower your frame rate immensely. This game is very processor based, and I have like a lower end processor. My graphics is fine for this game, but the processor I feel is like what makes or breaks this game in particular. I guess just because it's such a heavy MMORPG and so much is going on at once in like pretty much one loaded area. Textures, that's just your normal textures. If you set them to low, it takes a little bit of time for change, but you'll see that. See, textures don't really make a difference for me because of my graphics being high and my RAM being high, so that doesn't matter as much. Because my processor is low end, I want to change things that are going to be based upon like how good your processor is. So if I was like post-processing, that'll affect you immensely. That's just like character outlines, visual quality in general. I didn't really see any big changes other than like the brightness of the screen around you and how like detailed and in-depth the colors are basically in the world, and the light effects. Animation, FXA, reflections, textures. Render sampling. Never put it on super sample unless you have a really good graphics card. That'll lower it a lot. I used to have it on super sampling before, and putting it to native really helps. And it doesn't look bad either. Subsampling kind of looks bad. It's like really poorly rendered. I feel like, I know at one point I think they had in their minds that they wanted to put this game onto a console. So I guess this would kind of be the console render for them, and I don't know, I feel like that's really poor. Native, shatters, that's a big one. Shatters is like all of that. All of the lighting effects, all of the, pretty much, yeah, the lighting effects. Adjust to lower materials and fewer textures. For GPUs, that'll help. And I don't know, that helps immensely, I think, for me. But I think that kind of makes the whole game look a lot worse. It looks a lot more cartoony right now with just low shatters on, and the frame rate is more easily noticeable as low with a low shatter, even though it is higher. I feel like a high shatter kind of draws your attention away from the frame rate a little bit. It's kind of like consoles. Consoles usually have like really low frame rate, but when you use a controller, you don't really notice the frame rate as much because it's not as precise. But when using a mouse and keyboard like I am, you can notice the frame rate a lot easier because you're making all in the little slight individual movements with your DPI of your mouse. So I like to turn the shatters on high usually. I've kind of figured out a way to do that. Look of draw distance I always have low. That's like a big processor base. Ultra is just going to render like objects like enemies and all that further away. I just keep it low. It's not a big deal for me. It's not very noticeable difference. Where those textures go? We have them high again. Render sampling shadows that will make or break your processor. It's huge on your processor, shadows. If I turn it on low, that'll give me a significant increase, but usually I can have them somewhere between medium and high. There is a choice where you can choose auto detect. I feel like the auto detect in this game is very poor. I mean, it's better than most games. It's just like, I don't want to turn auto detect on because I don't want to forget all my settings I have now. Because in recording they will be bad, but out of game they're okay with me, and I don't really want to mess with them too much. But yeah, auto detect, it will just auto detect things. It takes away my FXA, and I feel like what I have now will be the same frame rate as the auto detect is in most cases. So I feel like that's not very valuable. Vertical sync will sync your frame rate to your monitor's refresh rate. So usually if you have above 60 frame rate and you have a 60 hertz monitor, you want to turn vertical sync on so you don't have that screen tearing. Or if you maybe you want to keep a steady 30 frame rate, you want to have vertical sync on, but they do have a choice actually. Frame limitizer. You have a frame limit of 60 or a frame limit of 30. I have my own program which frame limits to 45 at sometimes, because sometimes I just want a steady frame rate. Like, it'll jump between, hold on. Sorry everybody, I got a brief call. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. I was talking about eye options, and I was talking about the frame limitizer. Now, I have my own frame limitizer program that allows 45 frame rate, because they don't allow 45 frame rate. And that's mostly because I fluctuate constantly in between 40 and whatever frame rate, so I like to have a steady frame rate, so I can at least get 45 frame rate in most cases. Therefore, I would have 45 as my limited frame rate, because I would prefer a steady frame rate to an occasional high frame rate. Okay? Okay. Continuing. Alright, let's look here. I feel so professional right now. I don't know. I think it's because I'm actually making a video in the morning instead of at nighttime. I actually finally got my schedule figured out, so I don't know. My school was canceled today because they had plumbing problems at the college, so it was interesting. Anyway, I can talk forever about these options, and I probably will. So let's talk more about character model limit. This is new. You can make it very low. Like if a bunch of other players were around you and you make this very low, it'll actually turn some of their armor into like really generic armor. You won't be able to see their customized character, but you'll know that they're there. And sometimes the character won't even be there, but they'll have the name still above their head. And that's to reduce, like, you know, all the players in one area, and that's really helps your processor and really helps my processor, and I love it. Character model quality, that's just the quality of the character. Like, hey, look, my guy, he looks really quality and whatnot, and people around you. But yeah, frame limitizer, I think they should have a choice for 45, but they don't allow it, so whatever. They need to put a new option in there. I have a lot of filler words in this video. I'm sorry about that. I'm just like hyper right now, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I was just questing with this guy, Aqua Hero. He was actually my first character I made. There's something about Elementalist that made it very, very intriguing to me. Oh, we're just walking. We're just gonna chill and walk for a little bit. I don't think there's any way I'm gonna be able to get the frame rate really high for this video, so might as well make it look nice even though the frame rate's low. I know for YouTube they always have a frame rate limit of 30, so I think right now you should be getting like 20 frame rate from this video, so it's a little bit lower than what you would be used to in a video game on YouTube, but not too much. Alright, we're gonna fight something. Ah! It's tough to like fight something and play an MMORPG and record it sometimes. I actually watched this one guy on YouTube, his name is Sambones, S-A-M-B-O-N-Z. He plays a lot of MMORPGs, and I like his content, but a lot of the time he doesn't really fight in his videos, and I think that's fine. And I can understand now why he wouldn't. Kinda gotta focus on a lot of things. Also, my dogs are fighting in the background, if you can hear that. It's kind of annoying. It's alright. It's alright. We're gonna fight this bear. We are in Canada right now. We might as well be. Elementalist, you don't have a weapon switch like you would with other characters. You switch between your elements. So I chose the staff as my favorite weapon with the Elementalist.
I don't have enough energy.
I'm not really doing any combos right now because we're just chilling. There's a ram. We're gonna static field him. Then with that, when he gets closer, we'll push him away. Let's block him off here. Oh, go away. Here, I can blink. See that? Oh, cool, right. Fire! I know what you guys want to see. I know you guys want to see my attributes in a second here, so I'll show you. Mail. I never looked at this mail. That's my inventory. It's a clutterfuck. Clusterfuck, I'm sorry. Cluster frick. There you go. That's better for everybody. Skills and trees. I have a bunch of skills. I'm saving up to get these last couple skills here. Actually, I could buy one of these now. I just realized I need to buy that. Traits. Right now I'm fire and water. I think I need to level this soon, if not now. Level 40. Yeah, level 40 I'll be able to level it up. Yeah, fire, water. I mean, if you're an elementalist, you have to have fire and water. It's just what you need to have. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the video. I know, it's been a very crazy video. I talked about the settings, and that was pretty much it. But, I don't know, this is more of a test video to see if I ever want to put any Guild Wars 2 content in the future. Let me know what you guys think. I know I'm, like, my whole attitude is completely different in this video, and I can feel it, too. Compared to my Let's Plays of Paper Mario, so... just testing out a bunch of things. Talking about frame rate. Ever since I played computer games, frame rate's been, like, my priority. Mostly, I just gotta buy more, like, a better system. And I will in the future. Hello everybody, Aqua Hero again. I found out that a little bit of my frame rate was lowered because I had PlanetSide 2 in the background of my last video, so that's gonna lower the frame rate a bit if you have a lower end processor. But, I don't know, I'm still getting like 26. Let's see if we can lower some things just to get that 30 for you guys. Oh! Wait. This douchebag Eagle Raptor is attacking me. What a dick. Dodge! Oh my god, Eagle Raptor. You're so annoying. Another thing I don't like about the Elementalist is that it takes a little bit of time to kill something, and your health is pretty... your defenses are pretty low. But yeah, I found out I had PlanetSide 2 open. We're gonna mess with these settings. PlanetSide 2 is a good game. I think they had an update where they try to lower or make frame rate a little bit higher in that game because they're porting it to the PlayStation 4 and they have to be able to like appeal to that audience now with their frame rate and a bunch of people on the screen. Does this lower it? It looks terrible. It actually doesn't look terrible. Even with all low settings, this game looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. See right there. Right there's 30. Alright, what's the biggest thing we would have to lower? Probably shatters, which is low now. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the low shatters. Put those on high, actually. What's her frame rate then? Medium still looks good. I mostly play in medium. We'll put medium. Post-processing can be low. Oh, these options too. High-res character textures. Effect LOD. Limit detail of particle effects. That actually helps your frame rate, some of this stuff. Depth blur also helps. Best texture filtering helps. To make it look better, but not to increase your frame rate. My favorite thing about Guild Wars 2 is that the whole game looks like you're in a painting. Like, you feel like you're playing in a painting, you know what I mean? Also, the characters, the tunes are my favorite because they just, like, they're so flowy. They feel so flowy. That's, like, my favorite part about this MMORPG. It doesn't feel as responsive as, say, World of Warcraft characters. Like, you feel more precise using those characters, and these just feel more, like, fluid and realistic. So, I guess it just depends on what you want. I kind of like visualize what if you put World of Warcraft characters into the Guild Wars 2 like map and vice versa. I wonder how that would turn out. That'd be funny, I think. Better frame rate. Just giving you guys a good look. I think I'll combine this with my other video. Okay. That's pretty good. Aqua Hero out.